kids, I'm Allie with PotomacBeads, and I'm going to show you how to do a stretchy ring with your bead box supplies. If you're a little bit older, this one is for you. I'm going to show you how to do an actual beading technique called right angle weave, which also you can call it raw stitch. It sounds like a pirate, and you can join me along with some stretchy string and some of your smaller beads. So for this project, we are grabbing our Stretch Magic string, and I'm cutting with a pair of scissors 2 lengths of my bead box. So I'm going to go right across the words on the bead box from the side of the box to the side of the box, about 7 inches. So you're going to be using about 14 inches of your stretchy string. Bella here, who's 10, did hers with blue going down the middle and then colors on each side. Again, this is a beading stitch. You can do this if you're with a grown-up with an actual needle and thread. Check out the PotomacBeads link if you want to get a little bit more materials and learn how to actually do this with a needle and thread. This is called 2 needle right angle weave or raw stitch because we're actually making right angles as we make these little boxes in the ring. I have my green beads here. I'm going to do a pattern and make the green beads be my petals, and I have 4 groups of beads that I'm going to have be flowers. I'm going to start out with my red flower, adding on to my string, holding both strands there at the end, and letting my first red bead drop down to the middle of that stretchy string. Separating out the stretchy string, I want to put 1 more red bead on the right and 1 red bead on the left stretchy string. I'm going to let that also go down to the middle of the stretchy string. So it now looks like we have 3 in a row. With our last red bead that we're going to pick up, we're going to take our stretchy string, and one side of our stretchy string is going to go through from the right side to the left side. Put it through about 1 inch, so you have 1 inch length of your stretchy string, and now take the other side of the stretch and go through the opposite way from the left hand side towards the right hand side. You're going to end up with about 1/2 inch of stretchy string on either side of the beads, and you're going to pull so that that stretchy string pulls on both sides and that red bead goes right into the middle to make your first little 4 petal flower. From here, I'm going to get ready to make my second flower, adding my green leaf on the right hand side and a green leaf on the left hand side. Go ahead in now, and we're going to use our yellow color and get ready for our next flower. Again, we're going to take this yellow one and go through, so 1 string is going from the right side over to the left, and the other string is going from the left side over to the right. If you need to, sometimes you need to kind of spin your bead as you're working with it. Once you get it through, go ahead and pull both sides of that stretchy string to get that bead nice and down in the middle. Because of the stretchy string, it's going to kind of curl up like a snake on itself. You're just going to pull it back and make sure that it sits one on top of the other. All right, now remember, you can always pause me if you need to catch up. Go ahead now to finish my flower. I'm going to put my right petal on my right side. If you need to stick that down, grab your other side of string. Put your left flower petal on the left string. Now to get that right angle weave, that raw stitch look, we're going to put our next 6/0 seed bead on with our thread going through our string from the right to the left, and now our next string going through from the left to the right side. Once I have that on and through there, we're going to pull the strings down on equal sides, making sure that our yellow flower is complete. Once we have our yellow flower complete, we're going to keep going. We're going to add 2 more green, 1 on the right string, and a green now on the left string. And now let's go for our purple flower, our violet. We're going to pick up a violet bead, and 1 string is going to go from left to right, and the other from right to left. Once you get it crossed through that bead in the middle, you're going to pull your stretchy string down again. So you're going to keep going always, adding on and creating new flower patterns as you go. Once you have about 6 flowers or so, you're going to want to measure whatever wrist you want this onto to fit. And once you have a good fit, I'm going to show you how we're going to tie that loop together and to make it into our round ring shape. You can also do this as a stretchy bracelet if you want it to be a little bit bigger. In that case, you're going to need to cut about 6 lengths of the bead box and able to do this. You can also do the same pattern with that wax linen cording that's in your box. It's just not going to be stretchy. So I'm ready to finish up my ring. I have 6 flowers on, red, yellow, purple, blue, red, purple. And I have my last 2 green petals on here. And I'm going to put one of my green beads on my right side and one on the left, just like we've been doing. And now that we have one on the left and one on the right, we're going to pick up this one on the left and we're going to go back to the starter side. I'm going to take the one on the left, which is at the top, and go into that right bead from the top all the way down, the red bead. If you need to, you can kind of stretch it out a little bit, and that will get that in there easier to fit. Once you get that stretch through that last bead or that first bead, we're going to give a nice tight pull. And if you need to stretch it, that'll make actually the stretchy string that's in there a little bit bigger, and that hole have a bigger hole. All right, so that was the top. We came down from out of the purple one, the green bead goes on, the stretchy string goes all the way down to the first red bead coming from the top going down to the bottom. I'm going to give a nice tight pull, and oh, my green bead fell off the right. Just put it back on. Hold that with your hand, or you can even get your bead stopper. Put that on there. Open up Mickey's ears, pulling back on that spring, and put that right on there to stop your beads from falling off. Go ahead and give a nice tight pull, which is going to round this out, so that way the flowers are complete. Let go of your bead stopper, take that off, and now all we're going to do is an overhand knot. We're going to tie these 2 ends together, right over left, doing a nice knot there, flipping the strings in my hand. Now I'm holding the one that was with my left hand on my right and vice versa. And now I'm going to tie another knot. Give a nice tight pull. Don't be afraid to kind of really give a pull on that stretchy string. I'm going to tie one more for good measure. It's clear, so you won't really see the knot. And parents, if you want to help with a little bit of Elmer's glue or super glue, you can do that. It's also a nice tight knot once you tie that, and you're just going to go in and trim down the excess on one side. On the other side, we're going to go back through that green bead along the side if you want. You don't have to. We're going to go back through the green bead along the side, pull that up, and kind of hide the knot in between that green bead on the design with a flowered ring. You can do this again as a ring, as a bracelet, and really have fun creating a whole bunch of different stretchy ideas. Thanks so much for joining me in learning that pirate stitch of a raw stitch, that right angle weave, creating little boxes going with our stretchy string. Remember, you can also do this with your other string that's in there, that wax linen cording. Try it with some different beads and practice. If you make it with the wax linen cording, you can even make it nice and long to just slip over your head if you want to get that nice detailed right angle weave look. You can also check out our other videos, especially if you're a little bit older watching this, to learn a lot more designs with right angle weave. If you do need any more materials, look below me in the links in the description of this video to shop with us online at PotomacBeads. Remember too, with your parents' help, you can give a little thumbs up and comment below with any changes or patterns or ideas that you might have to help other kids that are beading along too. Remember also, you can hit that little subscribe button with your parents' permission in the corner to get regular updates from us here at PotomacBeads when we have new videos, new projects, and new ideas for you. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have fun creating. See you later.